Hi, everyone. This is Corey Doggs of actionCOACH. I'm excited to have Corey Westphal, the founder and CEO of Mobile Assistant, with us today. Since the inception of Mobile Assistant in 2010, Corey has been a pioneer in advisor technology, revolutionizing the way client interaction data is captured and utilized. Innovating dictation template-driven workflows has revolutionized the way financial advisors leverage dictation for the documentation of client interactions. And Mobile Assistant successfully incorporates cutting-edge technology paired with the expertise of the professional transcriptionists to deliver accurate transcripts and efficient workflows. This unique approach helps advisory teams save time, replicate the data capture process, boost CRM adoption, and improve client services. Something unique about Corey, he's the proud father of 5 kids. We've got 4. I thought that was a lot. You got me beat there. And his favorite thing to do in his downtime is watch his kids play competitive tennis, hockey, and football. So you are running around like crazy.
Yeah, a lot of sports in our family.
Yeah. And something he's most proud of, just how he's always been able to innovate and change the way the industry they serve leverages this technology. So with that being said, it's my pleasure to welcome Corey Westphal to the show today. Hello, Corey.
Hi, Corey, and thanks for that intro. It was a little bit wordy. I'm sorry. It was a
That's
bigger
all right.
bio than you probably needed.
No, but technology, I'm interested in learn more about what you do. But now we're going to turn it over and ask Corey some questions to get to know more about Corey and Mobile Assistant. First one, start with the personal side of things. Tell us a bit about your personal journey. Where were you born? Where did you grow up? A little about your family.
Sure. Well, I live in Madison, Wisconsin now and have been here for over 25 years, but I bleed black and gold. I was born and raised in Iowa, and so I am a Hawkeye at heart. Living in a sea of red is the way I like to explain it. But yeah, my family and my parents are still back in Dubuque, so we get back from time to time. And but Madison's been my home now for quite a while, and absolutely love it here. I was actually played tennis in college. I played tennis at Northern Illinois, so I am also a Husky. So Northern Illinois over in DeKalb, Illinois is where I got my BA degree and where I played my tennis career.
Okay. Is that UNI or
NIU.
NIU? Because
Yes,
UNI is
NIU.
the, yeah.
That's the Iowa. Yep, Northern Iowa. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And how did you get to where you are today professionally? How did you tell us like starting? Did you start the business? Did you buy it? When? Give
Yeah.
us a little bit of background on that.
Yeah, so when I graduated from college, I'm going to date myself a little bit, but in the 90s, I wanted to start something with my father. We decided we wanted to go into business together, and so long story short, we ended up starting a medical transcription company. And we grew that company over the next 16 years. And some of our clients were here locally. The Dean Clinic used us exclusively as their transcription service, and a lot of other hospitals in the Madison, Wisconsin area. And so we provided medical transcription and dictation services to that industry. That's where it all started. And about 14 years ago, though, I wanted to get us into some different diverse industries and markets. And so I had started Mobile Assistant as a way of diversifying our company to be able to provide dictation services for a different industry, which ended up being the financial industry. So the same type of service that we provided for doctors and health physicians over all those years, we're able to really kind of reimagine ourselves as a company and introduce our dictation service to financial advisors in a way of helping them to document their client interactions in a way that was efficient, saved them time, and be able to do it in a compliant aspect, and be able to serve a lot of different solutions there for them, where we were able to really help them with getting back some time and be able to document all those important interactions.
Thank you. Leadership style. Leadership is so important. How you have a team, I'm assuming?
We do. We employ about 85 people around the country,
Okay.
and And I would say my leadership style has changed a lot over the years. And like any, I think, successful CEO, you have to change, you have to evolve. And when I think back of when I had first started my first company, I was so hands-on with so much, and what I've learned over the years is how important it is to leverage the people around you. And so my leadership style has definitely changed in that I think I've gotten much better at letting my team really shine through by giving them the freedom to really take their initiatives and help the company that way, instead of me directing so much. Is it really is, getting the right people around you and then getting out of the way.
Right. Have you had to change your style and approach at all since COVID?
Well, I gotta say we were really lucky as a company because we had already had a remote workforce structure of our firm. And so, we had been, having employees out of their homes, for 2 decades when the COVID hit. And so it positioned us really well to survive that and be okay as a company, because we had to close one main office that really was just for me and a sales director at the time. And so besides that, the biggest impact for that time period was really trying to run the company from my home with 5 kids. That was really the biggest challenge for me. So
Okay. And tell us more about Mobile Assistant.
yeah.
Who's your ideal client, demographics, kind of who you looking to work with besides,
Yeah.
well, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So we're very much directed our marketing efforts into the financial industry. When I thought about how we could serve other industries, the financial industry was a no-brainer, because advisors, just like doctors, are pressed for time. They meet with clients. They have to document that information in a way that is accurate and it's secure, so that they can take that information and have next steps that they're going to act upon, and have that information recorded and put into the CRM, so that from a compliance standpoint, they're protected with everything that was discussed during those meetings. And so what we did is we created an app called Talk It. And the Talk It app is what is used to capture the information from the advisor after their meeting. So we're very much used as a post-meeting documentation tool. So advisors get out of their meeting, you and I meet, Corey, and when we're done meeting, I would use the Talk It app and speak my notes. We introduced some pretty awesome technology about 7 years ago that allowed for the inclusion of dictation templates in the process. That was kind of a big technology innovation that we came up with that has really helped the advisor community, because now they're able to use templated dictation processes to be able to get those notes documented after every client meeting.
Do you still work with in the medical world?
We don't. So my father and I sold that company. We sold
Okay.
the contracts
Mhm.
about 12 years ago. And so what was great about that situation was my father was able to go off and retire. He's now distilling bourbon
Ah,
back in
nice.
in Iowa.
Uh-huh.
And so he was able to retire, and I was able to take the idea of mobile assistant and just focus on just that and growing mobile assistant in the financial world. And we were able to keep the technology we had in place, because when I sold the medical side of our company, it was really for the contracts and for the hospital contracts that we had, but not for the technology. So we were able to not compete in that medical field anymore, but able to take the technology and build it into the financial industry.
So when you sold that, did you have this new business up and running already, or did you kind of
Yeah.
close that because it was a pretty seamless transition?
It was. The timing really couldn't have been any better. Just because I had started Mobile Assistant about 2 years prior to the sale of the medical transcription company, and that world was really, that industry was really changing a lot. I know, being in Wisconsin, you know the company Epic, and so Epic was definitely, their electronic record systems were starting to take a lot of our work away as a transcription company, because a lot of it was getting digitized and electronically, like inputted by the doctors, where they weren't using dictation as much. And so what I have found is that like that industry was definitely changing so much that it was good for us to get out of it. And
Mhm.
so even though we offer a Talk at Med, which is the dictation service for physicians, we really haven't focused a lot of our marketing efforts on that. It's mostly in the financial space.
Okay. So you had the business with your dad, and then you were able to sell the contracts there, and you had this kind of teed up for a couple of years and going. But when did you realize that you could do it all by yourself?
Well, when you say all by myself, it definitely wasn't
Well,
in a silo. Yeah, I've
that
had
you could
some.
run your own business. Let me put it that way.
Oh yeah, like after the starting the medical transcription company and seeing it through the sale, it definitely gave me a lot of confidence to be able to take that idea and expand on it. And what we've done differently with Mobile Assistant is that we've really concentrated on the technology innovations that we really didn't do a lot of on the medical transcription side. The technology has changed so much that what I really have found is that the advancements that we have made in how advisors actually interact with our service and through our technology has made a world of difference. Instead of just picking up a recording device and speaking your notes, having dictation templates that we've built into it with the ability to create those and customize them and have like organizations leverage that technology has made a big difference. And so we've definitely focused on on how we can innovate from a technology standpoint to impact the clients. That is something that I feel like we've done a really great job of as a company.
Well, the space you're in is evolves so quickly now, AI, and I mean, so
Yeah.
yeah, how do you stay up to speed on things with the speed of technology? I mean, so
Yeah.
you've been able to do it, but what's next, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a good question. So like I tell you, a lot of conversations that I have these days are centered around AI and what that means for our company, right? And where we fit. And what's interesting is a lot of the AI tools are emerging in our market is there's some really great ideas and some technology that's getting created. But the thing that a lot of those technologies are missing is they're missing the data that's the source of truth. And what I mean by that is our company was built from the other direction. We were built as a transcription company where our notes are 99.6% accurate. And it's because of the human oversight of actual human beings that actually oversee the work. And so because of that, we've been positioned now really in a great position with the industry in that we are the data that can be trusted to be accurate. So now all that AI technology can point to the data that we're providing and that we're capturing from the different advisor networks out there and be able to leverage that type of technology. It's endless possibilities now of what can be done with that tech. But it really positioned us and put us in a really unique position now in that like because we are such a highly accurate source of data, there's a lot of possibilities for a lot of companies to work with us.
Wow, that's amazing. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the source of truth. I like how you said that.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. What would you do differently if you could rewind and look at your career and or where you're at today? Anything you would do differently?
The only thing that I would say that I would do a little differently was to just make the change earlier, to build teams that could operate on their own. And what I mean by that is, my wife started working with me in our company about 8 years ago, and she came from a larger corporate America experience in her previous occupation. And what she taught me was the importance of not just building teams, but also stepping out as CEO and not running those teams in a way of that you give people the ability to be able to come up with ideas and solutions on their own. Because what it really I found is that I always felt like I needed to be involved, right? If when there was those
Hmm.
team one-on-ones, like the one-on-ones and the team meetings that we would have, that I would be the one that was there that would be leading them. And what I found is that when I took myself out and allowed those teams to work independently and then be able to come back with solutions and ideas that I wouldn't have thought of myself, it really helped to like, and I think that's an important thing for your listeners to think about is that as much as great ideas as you have as a CEO, as an owner, like you really need to let your team come up with solutions and not have you really lead those kind of discussions, because it's amazing things that don't happen because people are looking at you for ideas and maybe some solutions. When you take yourself out of it, there really are some things that can come from that are really positive. And so I would have done that earlier. That's one of the changes I would have made.
Well, you talked about how your leadership style has evolved, and that sounds kind of that's part of it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Empower the team. All right, next question. What's a common myth out there about being the CEO and business owner of a successful company that you want to dispel?
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to stay on the same theme here, which is it's about the people around you that are so important. And I think some people think that that the successful CEOs out there, they're doing that they've done it all themselves, right? And that's
Hmm?
absolutely not the case. I wouldn't be here where I am professionally, and as a company, I know we wouldn't be where we are without giving the team and getting the right people around us. That's one of our mission statement has to do with the combination of technology and people making all the difference. We added the right people a few years ago because it is the right people that are in place that have made the biggest impact for us. So,
Okay. Thank you for that. Next question. What is one of the most interesting insights you've learned um, just recently, business-wise, life-wise, that you'd like to share?
I really think it's the same topic that we were talking about when it comes to the accuracy of what we do as a company, that it's become more and more important as the technology has grown. And I think that's really interesting, in that everyone is focused and hears about all this great technology that has emerged, right? But what's come to full circle for me is the importance of what we built as a company and the focus on the accuracy of the data that we're providing. It's always been the most important aspect of our service, is that having the human component with our technology is what makes the accuracy so high and what places such an importance on our company versus all these other types of technologies that you could use for voice to text, right? And so I think that's one of the things that I have found really interesting is the more technology evolves, the more important the human component is that you have as a company. And we are going to continue to get more productive and more efficient as a company because of those technologies. But I tell you, the human component is still going to be the piece that sets us apart and makes us so special.
And you don't always hear that out there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Um, what's something new that you want to learn outside of your business right now?
Well, I'm going to go a direction that you don't hear very often, which is
Right.
my faith. I think it's one of my priorities right now is to really dive in and try to learn more when it comes to my faith, and I am a Christian, and I think that my relationship with God and is very important, and it hasn't always been at the forefront of what I do and what I talk about. This might be the first time I've actually even said this on a
Oh, awesome.
podcast or talking to
Cool.
anybody, but yeah, so that's something that I am focused on, is just how do I make that even better?
That's thanks for sharing. That's awesome. So yeah, I've done a few of these and the spirituality comes up more frequently than you think, which is pretty cool.
That's great. Yeah.
All right, what's the next big thing for your business?
The thing that I really have tried to focus on as we've evolved as a company over all these years is like how can we provide more value to the industry than we've done previously. I think that's incredibly important for companies to always be looking for, like, what can I add as a company that makes us more valuable for our customers, right? And so that's what I'm going to be really focused on, is like, how do we leverage the technologies that we talked about here today and these different AI tools? Like, how can we possibly incorporate those type of things and that type of tech that can provide even more value back to our customers? And so that's going to be definitely on my mind, and on my really one of my focuses in the next couple of years for sure.
All right. Last question. What advice do you have for business owners who are trying to do it all on their own?
I think one of the things that it's one of the things that I've been told is a attribute that I have that has really served me well as an owner of a company, is that I've been able to pivot very quickly. And I think that that's really important for business owners out there to keep in mind, that you go down a path that you think is the right path. And it's amazing. You get all this information, and a lot of times you don't get all the information that you need to make decisions, but you have to be able to take that information and make the best decisions you can with the data that you have. And what I've done over the years is definitely I've pivoted in a lot of different ways very quickly sometimes. And I think that's an important attribute of a successful CEO, is that you have to be able to make decisions that maybe are different than what you would have planned. And taking that information and that data that you're going to get, and just try to make decisions that aren't set in stone, because it is going to change, and having the ability to pivot quickly, I think, is incredibly important.
All right. And just to wrap up, obviously your dad was a part of the journey and other people have helped you get to where you are today. Anybody you want to give any shout outs to that have helped you get to where you are today?
Yeah, I mean, besides my dad, who's been such a great influence for me over the years, and my wife, Stephanie, has been so instrumental in our success. A local celebrity, if you will, I will call him. Kevin Conroy has been awesome for me. The CEO at Exact Sciences. For those that don't know, he has been incredibly. He's been incredibly generous with his time over the years with me. We've had a lot of great discussions, a lot of great meetings where he really helped me during some difficult years where we were going through challenges as a company growing. Where I got to say, that's so important for people to remember, is that it's not just you on your own with this journey, whatever it is, whatever you're building as a company, whatever you're trying to accomplish. Bring in as many people that you respect as possible, because it makes a huge difference to just get that advice, get that different perspective from successful people out there. Even if they don't have to be in your industry. Kevin and I have been friends over the years, and we're not in the same industry.
Right.
And yet he's got so much valuable business advice that I've been able to take over the years. It's been great.
All right. And if someone wanted to learn more about Mobile Assistant, how would they get in touch with you?
Yeah, so our website has a lot of great information. It's www.mobileassistant.us. We have a lot of information about our technology, how to get started. You can sign up for a free trial. That's a great way to start with our service. When it comes to me personally, I really have leveraged LinkedIn a lot in the last few years. And so I would love for anyone to go out to LinkedIn, look up Corey Westphal. You'll find me. Connect with me there. I really do accept pretty much all, even the ones that are just soliciting things,
Yeah.
right? It's just I try to really expand my network there, and it's served me really well. So I'd love for people to connect with me right on LinkedIn.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have for today, but thanks for your time, Corey. It's a pleasure meeting with you and learning more about your journey in Mobile Assistant. And thanks for being on the show.
Well, thanks for having me, Corey. I appreciate it.